usually I'm not a super big fan of hacks because tennis is not a sport that you can kind of work your way around a whole lot of things. I am a really big fan of simplifying things when the more complex movements of tennis are not quite working yet. May it be because you're a newer player or you haven't been taught properly, whatever the reason is. The tennis serve, to my mind, is one of the most difficult movements in any kind of sport, because we have the feet moving, we have the hand moving, we have the arms moving, there's a ball, we have to hit it, we have a target, and it is really difficult. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can simplify your serve to get better consistency and just gain a whole lot more confidence. By the way, I am at my new home here in Spain. These are the quote-unquote lesser courts. There are some nicer ones there, but you know what? I love when nothing is necessarily perfect, because not everybody, and I know that a lot of the viewers that I have, they may not have access to perfect conditions. And yeah, we have to make do. So let's keep going with the serve. A lot of the stroke analyses that I'm getting for serves, players have a lot of issues getting into the correct loading position. So just as a reminder, what is the loading position? The loading position, or trophy position, you've probably heard both, is when you are basically about to unleash, and it is your deepest knee bend coinciding with your deepest elbow bend. You have a cocked elbow right here, tip of the racket faces up, and your left arm, your off arm, has extended all the way up here. And ideally, you're also getting into the shoulder over shoulder position, meaning that your non-dominant hand, that shoulder is above your dominant shoulder, and the non-dominant hip in that is over your back hip. When you are in your correct loading position, you should also feel that the majority of your body weight is in your back leg, actually. Whether that is platform or pinpoint, doesn't matter, because it's really the loading down and back, getting this coil here, and then accelerating up and out, and it starts from the back leg or with the back leg. That is what determines how hard you can hit a serve. So you got to get that right. So if you're struggling with, okay, what am I doing? There's two arms, there's, oh, I have to release the ball here somewhere. Oh wait, the right arm needs to be here, and oh, at the same time, I also have to move my feet and do all kinds of stuff with literally every body part. Here's the hack for you. At least temporarily, cut out as much of the extra movement that we usually have, which is the big wind up, which is potentially the pinpoint moving up here, and get as close as you possibly can into your loading position. And just for funsies, cut out, for now, the pinpoint, meaning you're not pulling your right foot up. Oh, and before you jump down my throat here about that abbreviate serve, oh, nobody does that at world-class level. Let me show you some footage from the actual current best server on the WTA Tour, Caroline Garcia, and one of the best servers on the men's tour ever, who both had issues with the consistency of their serves when they had all the moving parts included. And both of them decided to abbreviate their motions. So on the left, we have the older footage of Caroline Garcia, and you see that she has a bigger wind-up, a full wind-up, and also uses the pinpoint here. So you see her right foot sliding forward, but does come into a great loading position, but has had issues with that serve, probably also because of the super high toss a little bit. And then here on the right, the newer footage, once that right foot moves a little bit, she stays in platform and raises her right arm up immediately into the hitting position, into the loading position, and gets into that right here. So made it way easier, and has actually had the highest number of aces on the WTA Tour in 2023. So for now, we literally just work with our upper body. So I do have a shoulder width stance, but I also want you to see mostly what's going on with the racket here. All I want to achieve is to get into this position. Just start in a letter L. Your lower body should not be moving a whole lot. Word of caution on the toss. When you're starting to maybe experiment with an abbreviated serve, you want to be careful that you're not tossing the ball way too far in front, which I think is a big issue in recreational tennis anyways, because we do see a Ben Shelton or a Cara Garcia tossing the ball about a foot, foot and a half, 2 feet inside the court. They also have monster leg drive that enables them to go up and out, whereas if we don't load correctly, which is the whole point of this video, and then we're tossing as if we could reach these balls, what happens is we just chase the ball. And I think when you have a lot less movement, you can focus on really the most essential parts. Is my elbow cocked here? Tip of the racket up? Am I getting into this shoulder tilt, shoulder over shoulder? And I can experiment more and more with loading down and back. And you see that here on my shirt, on that line. I want to get a tilt in there as well. After I haven't had several shoulder surgeries, I actually used the abbreviated motion to just come back into the serve motion and not put any additional strain on it. The more movement there is, the more I can mess up the shoulder, and that just enabled me to come back to tennis a little quicker. Whether you choose to work with the abbreviated motion on a permanent basis or just temporarily, doesn't matter. If you want to figure out how to get more pop and how to do some drills for getting into a better and more effective loading position, here's a video that you should be checking out.